Hi, welcome back to the Sense Kaleidoscope podcast. We are joined by Rohit and Vidya and Akshay. And as promised, we have Rohit in the studio today. So, hi, Rohit, how are you?
Hi, I am fine.
Akshay, do you want to start with talking to Rohit about his creative journey?
Yes, so we are going to do that. We're going to split it in two parts just so that we understand how this is going to flow. I'll start with Rohit, and Vidya, can you please always kind of like come in wherever you think the articulation is not how it needs to be. I mean, that's essentially our responsibility. In every way and form, we will help Rohit form this story in the way that he wants it out there.
Sure.
Okay? So, Rohit, do you want to tell us when was the first time you drew in your life?
Yes, the first time I drew in my life when I was a very small boy. What did you draw? I drew aeroplanes
Why?
because aeroplanes are my favorite vehicles.
Okay. How do you feel? Right? How did you feel at the time when you were drawing?
I felt happy and okay.
And today, what do you do, Rohit?
And today,
As in, when I say today, sorry, now in your life, now, how old are you?
now I am 25 years old.
Excellent. So now that you're 25, so from 23 to 25, can you tell me what you are doing in your life? Generally, what are you doing?
I am drawing my. I am drawing.
What all do you draw, Rohit?
She means, what do you do in the school?
Ah, in SK, I draw my superhero series as my artworks and dragons and my portraits and assignments like Toy Story artworks and
Multiple things. You do all of the drawings that you're doing in your assignments or the things that you like Chota Beam and Popeye and
yes,
everything from your childhood that you remember that you liked and you
yes,
associated with,
yes,
right?
yes.
What is SK?
SK is an art college of mine for autism students. And autism is my superpower.
Why do you say that autism is your superpower?
I say autism is my superpower because I also think differently.
Oh, very nice. So you think differently.
Yes.
Okay. Can we? I'm going to move to you, Vidya, because I know the last episode we ended with how he was in SK and we did the modification. And I think I want to establish and start this journey by saying that we have positively and effectively modified what you were struggling with, what Rohit was struggling with, and it was extinguished through the process of what we kind of broke down. Now, can we go a little bit into that? Because that was what we were going to, that's where we stopped. And like I said, it's one of the most important pieces of the puzzle that needs to be out there. There are many parents and there are many youngsters who are struggling with that, where Rohit was feeling that he was not understood. And he was always being labeled as somebody who was not good. And that was because even after the articulation. So can we break down that process? How it all started? I open it to both of you. If how we can kind of structure it, I would like for it to be put down so that it becomes more accessible to the audience. We need to help people understand that this is possible. And if it is possible, then can we explain it in a way that is understandable?
So I think Rohit always had this fascination for superheroes. Yeah, Rohit
Yes.
likes Spider-Man and used to like Spider-Man a lot back then.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Now also.
now also Spider-Man and Peter Parker and all of it.
Yeah.
Yes,
So I think while this was very clearly identified as an area of interest, I think it was at that point also, whether it was a reinforcement or an obsession or whatever you want to clad it as, it was definitely an area of interest, and we used it effectively through social stories. We used it effectively to, but even in talking, saying that this is possibly how Peter Parker will come up with this strategy, and this is how he will deal with it. And I don't think it happened like we discussed earlier. It didn't happen over a short period in time. Whether it was social stories, it was I think more important that we all maintain the same language. We all agreed on the same things. It was consistent throughout, whether it was the home environment, the school environment, or whichever environment. And in times that as human beings we would slip up, Rohit would, as his neurodivergence would ensure that he would tell us to be in check. Yeah, he would say, no, this is the way we are supposed to do things. And he learned to cope. While talking about social stories, I think it was just not just vanilla social stories. It was aided by him using these social stories in his illustrations, using it through this fictitious character like Peter Parker or Spider-Man or
Mary
whatever.
Jane was also used.
When the hormones were kicking in, then Mary Jane was also added into the mix. He also had a lot of interesting visualizations. A girl with a helmet and a braid for some reason. I think he drew it a lot. And he had his own fantasies of, what he would like his ideal girlfriend to be or whatever it was. Of course, he also did like a lot of women on the way. One in particular who was very, very young, but he really liked her a lot. Now, whether it was, appropriate, inappropriate, that was all separate. But he really enjoyed that girl's company. He did not want anything. I mean, there was nothing inappropriate about his articulation at that point in time. But yeah, I guess that person also left the school, and then he was also very, very upset with that whole thing. But I think, apart from all this, whether it was sound sensitivity or whether it was hormonal changes or new behaviors that would keep coming, I think we had to address it one at a time. And whatever we did at that time, either through art or through, specifically through art and social stories, but also, just ensuring that the same thing was being said all the time in all the environments really helped Rohit. Yeah. Is there anything that I have?
Yeah. So going back to social stories, if both of you remember, and if you remember Rohit, they started with social stories. You were writing the social stories, and we were having multiple episodes. So if somebody in the school was going off and that was triggered, then there would be a story for that. If something was happening in the home environment, like I think the tackling of the kids' playing time downstairs, there was a social story for that. While we started the social stories, we then started developing artworks around it. There is this Spider-Man's artwork where, do you remember? Where Spider-Man is climbing the building and running away because Mary Jane is crying down.
Yes.
And then there was this other time where I came to and I said, I'm not really happy with the fact that he's not able to sleep alone. Because he was a teenager and he was still sleeping with Vidya. And that was not acceptable to me in my mind. And he was very scared to sleep in the dark. So she suggested we put a small light. The truth is, why the suggestion was being accepted by Rohit, because he would agree to what Vahini would say. But in practicality, he was not able to apply it. That was the gap we were looking at in all of these times. I feel that his association with art and the fact that he was drawing these things, he was putting it down, whether it was drawing in paper, and at that time Rohit was doing everything in paper for the social stories, and then my artists in the department would take it to a final piece of work. So there is one in which he's wearing a Spider-Man costume and he's lying down in the bed with the light on. I think that really helped you to do these things independently. Rohit, do you think that art helped you or it didn't help you?
It helped me.
Yeah, because like they say, even in the manifestation theory, when you can visualize something and that visualization becomes so strong in your mind, you are going to be able to achieve it. I thought that was the interesting path that social stories took. Now, when we talk about social stories just as social stories by Carol Gray, if we had done just that, do you think that would have worked?
Not in Rohit's case.
Do you think that would work in anybody's case? If we just do the basic social stories like how they are done.
I don't think there is anything basic about the social story in itself.
However,
However,
just template.
just written, the written word, maybe not. I think that has to, like when you're saying multi-pronged approach and when you're saying you're telling the same story in different ways, whether it is somebody narrating, saying, Vidya saying, Putta, no, you should do it in such and such a way. And then you're reading that story and then that somebody telling you that, this is how things are done. Then I'm seeing Peter Parker doing it in a certain way. Then like it's continuously being and reinforcing this is what you should do. And when you do this, this is the kind of result you will get. Because ultimately, if there is no result, and if you just tell me, no, I must conform, right? Like I don't see the reason why I should conform, right? So if you're asking whether just the written word is enough for anybody, maybe not.
That was my question.
Yeah.
I also don't think when we are working in SK with the children, then we work very strongly with their OCDs. Now, again, this word OCD is something that people are very scared of when it comes to autism. But I think we successfully used Rohit's OCD, which is Spider-Man.
Yes.
Is it not? Don't you like it very, very, very much?
Yes, I like it very much, this one.
Yes, that's called an OCD in some terminology.
Yes.
Okay. So one is we used that very effectively to help him navigate these difficult situations in his life. Vidya, coming to you, if you remember, while Vahini was coming in over there and she was doing, because she would work with just one, like she has already explained that when I come in, then I'm going to, you give me one task. Of course, me and you were making detailed notes and giving her problems of all days and all kinds. But she would pick that one goal and she would work with it so that she could achieve that goal. However, it was not possible for both of us to not work with the other things. Do you remember? So they took a secondary place for us. But we did not use, what we did was we did not put that in the forefront as our goal that we need to achieve, but our counseling continued. The conscious pathway that we both took, I was trying to do it in the classroom. You have to speak about how you did it at home. I know some bits of it, but I want you to put words to it. What I did in the classroom was build his comprehension, his awareness about how his actions are affecting the people that he has built a bond with. One thing I was very clear was that Rohit will not want to break that bond with anybody because he likes people. Do we like people?
Yes.
Or we don't care about them? It's okay if Vahini does not talk to me at all.
Yes, I like people.
Is it okay if Vahini stops talking to you?
No.
Then you should tell. Why are you so scared? Tell her I'm not okay if you stop talking to me.
I'm not at all okay if you stop talking to me.
I won't stop talking.
Okay.
So because I knew this, I was able to work with him and my goal was help him understand, build the empathy, build the comprehension, the awareness of his actions and how those actions move in other people's minds and hearts. Can you put words to what you were doing at that point in time?
Coming to his drawing, I should say I never knew that he could draw.
Really?
I was like old school thought, study, education means study books, get grades, go to the next grade, pass, that's what. So I was always looking for somebody who could teach him to read, write, pass exam. I was always worried. He never attended any school properly, he never took up studies, never. I was teaching him tables at home. But while I was doing all this, I didn't have any idea that he was capable of drawing. When he fell sick or when he was at home, we used to do that dot to dot and coloring. Even in computer, fill the colors. You could click and all that we would do. He would enjoy. Then that there would be short videos where they teach how to draw.
Simple drawings.
How to draw. I remember we did Mickey Mouse, I think. He was so happy. That's it. When he met her during the assessment, I was told that he's good in drawing. That was really shock to me. And my son is capable of drawing. And I remember one of his drawings went to that Germany. What is that drawing you did?
Dragon artwork.
No, not dragon artwork. Long back. You remember that camel? What is that?
Animal, isn't it?
Oh,
I can't remember.
I also really don't remember.
Yeah, we both can't remember now.
that was the first. I have that clipping with.
They've had too many awards and too much exposure, and they're all so sold out that, some German thing somewhere back in the day. How will these two stalwarts remember? Anyway.
So that was the first time I got to know that he's capable of drawing. From that time, we started using that, and we got to know that he enjoyed drawing.
Yeah, we could see that in his body language.
So we started teaching him to use the drawings in all the therapies or whatever you were doing with him, even studies.
Yes.
Suppose some lesson, then line by line he would read and then draw it.
You remember the NIOS 10th grade English? literature, you also remember we were doing it like that.
Lesson by lesson.
For me, it was important that he understood. I was
Forget lesson by lesson. It was like word by word.
We started by word. We started with word by word, but then eventually he did progress to one sentence and visualize.
Yes.
And I think I told Vidya that I said, if you want me to work on the 10th grade NIOS for Rohit will not use a scribe. That was my only deal. He will not work with a scribe. He will go write his exam. If it means that he is going to do multiple attempts, I'm okay with that. And I still remember Rohit went for the first English literature and he didn't make it. And he was so sad. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember
How did you feel at that time?
that the first time I really did not pass in my 10th standard exams of English. I really felt sad.
But he cleared painting.
Yeah. First subject he cleared was painting. So
And we would use that also, like when he was upset. Then I have noticed this. We say that he can articulate well, he can talk well, he's verbal and all that. But when he is under tension, under pressure, he's not able to tell what bothers him or why he is upset and all. But given a pencil and a paper, he can draw. So I would carry it wherever I went. So
it was not just something that would keep like leisure activity. It actually was facilitating communications. Something that was hard to communicate for him. Yes. Okay. And I think we've seen that because the Bystander series was a revelation for me. I remember when that project came to us and the Bystander was about, of course, the name says it all. And I had to explain that concept to the kids. Because I was like, okay, now how are we going to do that? Because I've always wanted the children to tell their own stories. It can't be yours or my story. And he was the first one who understood the meaning of that word bystander. And then I told him, what do you want to do? You remember the stories that you chose for the Bystander series?
Yes, for Kadak stories, I really chose to draw and color also.
How many stories did you choose?
In Kadak stories, I
Kadak. He's saying Kadak, Kadak, which is the name of the collective from UK that set up the Bystander series. Yes. Yes, darling. Tell me.
in Kadak stories, I drew it on A3 sheets first.
Yes, no, tell me the story.
What is the story you wrote?
The first story that we did was which one?
The first Kadak story was my friend was lying to me like I am Spider-Man.
So your friend was saying that he is Spider-Man.
Yes, when he was a baby.
And how did you feel that time?
I felt really angry with this friend of mine.
And that's why you did that story.
Yes.
Okay, what's the second story that you did?
Like my 3 enemies told me to remove my jeans pant and underwear when I was beside my 3 enemies in that C block terrace of Sterling Residency. Okay.
And what was the other story?
Like my enemy who was a boy on last time was telling me like, Rohit, that car is chocolate, so you can bite car in this apartment and lick car also because this car is made of chocolate.
So you don't like people lying to you.
No.
And you don't like people making fun of you.
No.
And you don't like people thinking that you don't have a brain or that you are not intelligent.
No.
Yes. So I think, all these stories have been his kind of expression of his frustration or anger or sadness of how he kind of wanted to make friends, but they bullied him, and whatever happened in an elevator or by eating a car or teasing him, saying, "I am Spider-Man," when he knows that person is not Spider-Man. Yeah. So it's just stories of I think it's interesting to see that he shares so much through his art, and I think more than any social story or counseling or whatever has happened, he has found ways to kind of cope with his own expression in art. I think that's a huge thing right now.
So this comes from Chota Bheem comic book. So there is an episode where everything is made of chocolate. There's
It's a world of chocolate. For one day, that place that Chota Bheem and all of his friends are in that episode, the world that they live in turns into chocolate. And that is where the other child
So he
must have got the idea.
Yeah, he believed that okay, this much if that is happening there, it can be happening here also because my friend is also saying.
Which is why Rohit, it's not, I think, but that what was, Rohit was around 12? Rohit, you were around 12 at that point?
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, 12 and a half. So it's not that Rohit was not able to think through, or I don't think you
He
can say
wants
that,
to believe his friend and make friendship.
which is very natural of any child. I think you, me, all of us in our lives have believed our friends at that point in time when they have told us to do ridiculous things, and we have probably done it. So I don't think that was unlike. It was not, I wouldn't put it as atypical behavior, to be very honest. I think it was very typical because he wanted to be accepted into the peer group. When that happened, I think what really set off Rohit eventually when we were talking was I think if you notice when he told the 3 stories, in the first story he said my friend, the one who lied about being Spider-Man. But as in the second story, he turned around and he said third, they're my enemies, right? So he made a very clear distinction, and at that point when he accepted it, that okay, that is what has happened to me. I trusted somebody and they betrayed me. I think that's a very human thing. And with art, what you are talking about has happened very recently. In the last 3 years, I would say Rohit is able to use his emotions and use his stories and his narratives and put them out serially. And it really helps him. It's cathartic in a certain way. But when these pieces were happening, I would not agree that we were, because there was still a pushback. Like Rohit was struggling through those times. He was not, while he had accepted that they were enemies, then that means he can't go down and he can't play with them and he can't be part of. That was the struggle, the turmoil that he was going through. And we were looking for friends desperately at that point, weren't we? And we hadn't found friends, and we didn't know whether we were going to get friends. But have we found friends today?
Yes.
Where?
In Audio Academy.
Very good. Today, see, my mistake. Have you found friends anywhere else? Audio Academy. Very good. I'm very happy you found friends in Audio Academy. Where else have you found friends? Where are the friends that you spend all the time with? Who are your friends? Name your friends. Not from Audio Academy. You just met them today.
From SK also, isn't it?
SK, you can say.
Essence Kaleidoscopes. My friends are now Kalash, Vedant, Adi, Saukat, Tanush, Anshika, and all.
All. Everybody in SK.
So everyone in SK is your friend?
Yes.
Do you have a friend that, who's not in SK that you really like and, who you are in touch with?
Of course you do.
Yes.
Who's that?
Anik.
You're in touch with Anik?
Yes.
What is Anik doing? Where is he?
Now Anik is studying in his NIOS exams.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're in touch with. So it's really nice, yeah, to even after they leave SK or if they go somewhere else or you go somewhere else, you're still in touch with them
Yes.
and you still consider them your friends.
Yes. Yes.
So I think this whole friendship thing it's a huge thing for him, right? Like because from his early years, this was
that. Yeah. Can you tell me why?
He misses, he says, people who passed out of SK.
Yes.
Where else? Where he talks about them.
Names?
Okay. Sorry with that.
Making friendships and like the point that he said enemies. He wanted to make friends with them, but they betrayed. So now
they are
not,
enemies.
yeah, but friends in the school, they are always friends.
Nuts.
So, if we can move from that journey to where Rohit is today, I just want to bring some facts on the table. Rohit has exhibited in a show that was happening at the Kochi Biennale.
Yes.
I think how many years ago? Which year? I'm very bad with dates, you know that.
I was
Kochi Biennale, which year did we do it?
2019.
Super. See, this is what I like about this relationship. And then we went to Paris when? When did your artworks go to Paris?
On 2019 only, my Paris, it went my artwork.
Okay. Delhi?
Delhi, I really don't remember
The UNESCO award you got. No.
which in which I am angry. Yes.
The painting that you were angry and
Yes, and in which I am putting my two palms on my ears. Yes.
yes. So, do we remember the year?
That which I broke the mirror.
No.
When did we go to Delhi?
When did you go to Delhi?
Delhi, I went on 2019 of November 2nd.
Awesome. And we also have done, he's done many individual showcases that SK has put together. I also know that he went to Mumbai for the audition. For the audition? What audition did you go to? Why don't you tell? I'm trying to remember the things that you will tell.
On 2022 of March 31st, I went to Bombay for my workshop.
What is this workshop? I don't know anything.
This workshop is about like I was getting to act in Amir Khan's Champions movie.
So you did an audition for Amir's
Yes.
Champions movie. What did you feel about that
I
experience?
felt okay and happy. Like I played basketball on the last day.
Okay. So I feel that the ability for us to do the work that we did, and he allowed us to do that work, to be very, very honest. I think I'm very grateful for that. I don't believe anything in life is one way. If he didn't accept us and the work that we were trying to do with him, I don't think we would have gotten anywhere. So it helped us expose him and make him ready to go into all of these different environments and deal with these environments. Vidya, where do you see things with Rohit today? What do you feel today?
He himself started telling people, I'm an artist. What artist you are?
I am surreal artist.
That's what he says. And he is enjoying whatever he's doing. So it's actually a metamorphosis for me to think about his journey from where to where. When we didn't even know that he was able to hold a pencil and draw. And today to see the artwork he's doing, and they're exhibited at different cities and even going out of the country. I'm very proud of him.
I want you to, I'll come back to you with a thought, because I know that the previous episode we spoke a great deal about the struggles, the challenges. And I think I want to push you to make the effort to talk about the achievements as much as well. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes. But just to kind of add to why Rohit is calling himself a surreal artist is primarily because it started with that first piece that you spoke about a few minutes ago, where there was this girl that he really liked in SK, and then she walked away, and Vahinu was working with the concept of heartbreak at that point in time because everything escalated. So sometimes we think that, okay, now we have settled things, it's all good. No. One small shift, one small thing that happens for the individual, and just like how I think it works in the neurotypical world, isn't it? And everything will come in the forefront. And then we started looking at more escalations. We started looking at more episodes. At that point in time, we started working on this piece with him. He comes to me and he tells me, Akshay, I had a dream. I said, okay, tell me about this dream. And Rohit does have very vivid kind of dreams.
I remember you were asking him to keep a dream journal.
Yes.
He used to write about the
still do.
dreams. Yeah.
Yeah, we still do. Because I think there's some very, very interesting content over there. And this dream, the girl who has obviously gone away and he's missing so much, has come in his dream, and he sees two of her. One of her is where the face is forward. The other is where the face is backward with a braid. So in his logical mind, his question to me was, why are there two of them?
Yes.
He couldn't, and
Yeah.
that's when it just hit me. I was like, oh my God, this is a Dali in his head. This is a surreal brain. And that's when I started working, and the curation and everything came together for him. That's why
See, because you're an artist, you're able to think like this. I would have said, okay, rear view mirror, what is this?
No, I remember.
Also, because she was wearing a helmet, no. So I'm like, what? He's just seeing through rear view mirror, and then
she was not wearing a helmet. It's the braid that he's made it look like that.
That helmet thing is different.
Oh, that's another one.
That's another one. Yes, that's another one.
Excellent.
So I
No, I remember so much of work went into that. Like even in movies, Shah Rukh Khan movie, whatever, he can see two of them. How can they be? It's not double acting. How can there be two of them?
it's a clue. You know that there are two of Shah Rukh Khans in the same film.
Which movie? Yeah.
Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum.
They show like even in serials he has seen when self-talking is there.
Okay.
So can I be two of myself?
Ah.
I want to talk to myself. Can I make two of me?
There's also this thing with Rohit where he always used to talk about how that Kamsa thing.
Yeah.
And I feel somewhere with the work that we were doing, we kept on talking to him about how it's not okay to use violence at any stage and point in any way to express yourself. And then he started coming to me and he said, okay, so is it all right if I can... So Anish is a theatre teacher who's been associated with SK for a very long time. And he said, can I go to the theatre class and be Kamsa over there for God's sake? Please. At least for that 30 minutes, can I just be Kamsa?
Can I be a villain? Yes.
Yes, in only false.
In only Falls. Why did you say that? But why do you want to be a villain in Falls?
But now I am really a hero in false in Anish's theatre class now.
I understand that. At that time, my question is, at that time, why were you interested in being a villain in Falls in Anish's class?
Because I thought you were okay with me to be a villain in false only. In only false.
That
yes.
is a very good observation. I'm very proud of you.
Thanks.
I think he also at that time, he used to threaten. He'd say, but now I want to be a Kamsa. If you do this, I'll become a Kamsa, and I'm just like, what is going on here?
So essentially, it was his cue to say that and it's an interesting thing. I think most children on the spectrum do this. I think most humans do this. Before they do, at least most humans with a consciousness, I'm going to add that over there. Before they do something that is going to hurt somebody else, I think they give you a cue. They do. And what they're trying to tell you is, you are hurting me and I'm being provoked to do this. Don't do it. But I guess in the world that we live...
We don't catch those cues and then,
No,
And I don't think it stops anybody.
Yeah, maybe.
He tells me nowadays, I'm talking softly and talking to you nicely, but still you are angry. Talk to me nicely. And even not now, a few years back only he started like that change came over. I remember when I was scolding Nitin for coming home late or being outside late and all, he used to tell me, why you are scolding him again and again for the same reason. And he's not even a teenager, Amma. It's okay, leave him. The person whom I wouldn't understand what is going on in his head and who wouldn't understand me, and we were like not knowing what to do with each other,
Yeah.
to coming to a stage where he is telling me, Amma, leave him. He's only a teenager.
How is their relationship now?
He's very fond of his younger brother. He keeps saying my own brother. So I think he comes in the list first for him, ahead of everybody. I adores.
I agree. I'm going to push you back to helping us. I want you to help the audience experience the joys. As strongly as we worked on talking about the challenges, can we make an effort to speak about the joys?
Like they always say, no, you always remember the bad days and take the good days for granted. So like that, but I very well remember because how much running around I have done, I remember. Yes. So now it's peace. Earlier it was, what will happen next? Now who will shout? From where the sound will come? Is the dog going to bark? Or is anybody going to keep the cooker? Can we go out or not? Can we attend parties or not? So now it is like, okay, I can send him alone. So I'm very confident that he will handle himself. Worst case of situations, and he is very focused. You can go wherever you want. I have work to do. I will go to my... He gets irritated if I say school. It says art college.
Yes, but it's true. Rohit is not just a student anymore in SK. He is part of the Artist in Residence program. And we run this program where they are taking up commissions. So Rohit is working on commissions. He's working on merchandise design. He's working on shoes. He's working on so many different things. So he's right about that.
So he is very focused. He wants to be a good artist. He wants to earn money. He wants to save it. And he wants to go to Dubai or Canada where his cousins are there.
Yes.
Put up shows. So he keeps checking with Akshay. Is this artwork going to be exhibited somewhere? What is happening?
There was a point when I don't know if you remember, I came to you and I told you that he would be extremely focused if it was a gallery piece.
Yes.
Because you realize And assignment pieces would be just like, yeah, okay, mess. I'm like, no. Because for us, those assignments we convert into merchandise, obviously. So everything is money eventually. And that took some time for us to get through. But I think, isn't that how we build intrinsic motivation over you? Today, if Rohit can come into the space and he works for 8 hours straight, we give him various projects. He's also learning new skills because the program is in such a way that it's a earn while you learn program. So while he's doing commissions and stuff, he also has to go back into the process of being a student, in the process of learning how to do Gondart or some other skill that we want him to build for a particular project. That's a very hard way to work, isn't it? And he's managing that 6 days a week. In fact, he's one of my students who will say, it's okay if you don't keep any holidays.
Yes. Yes. He's happy to go to school.
Every single day, be there for 8 hours and do his stuff.
I think the key to all this has been that, he's doing what he enjoys, and he's a person who seeks a lot of validation, seeks a lot of praise, and if he gets that world appreciation and validation, I think he's sorted. And given his skill set, I don't think that should be.
Yes.
Yeah. Rohit, can we talk about that painting that you have done?
Yes.
Yeah. So what have you drawn?
I have drawn me sitting on the dragon and killing all these yaksha faces, and this man who is wearing a crown on his head and being a yaksha, and which these yaksha faces and this man who is a yaksha are only villains.
Why are you not the villain, and why are only the yakshas the villain?
I am a hero in this artwork, and this dragon also with me in this artwork is hero with me.
Oh, so the dragon and you are heroes and the rest of them are all villains.
Yes, yaksha faces also are villains.
Oh, okay, nice. When did you draw this, Rohit?
This I drew it on this 2025 of February 20.
Okay.
Rohit, do you want to tell? I mean, we are all talking a lot about how art has helped you and how it has been very important in your life.
Yes.
Do you want to say a few things about what you feel about being an artist? You're an artist? Do you think you're an artist?
Yes, now also I'm an artist.
What do you feel about that?
I feel okay and happy that I am an artist now also.
Okay. Do you feel anything else?
That's all.
Okay. We'll keep it simple then.
Thank you so much for joining the lot of us. I hope you had a visual and an auditory treat listening to Rohit and looking at his art and having an intimate conversation with Vidya. And we're always open to questions. Do reach out to us, subscribe, share, and see you in our next episode.